go over what you need to know in order to set up your electric poultry fencing to keep your flocks safe and happy, and how to do it without it being a shocking experience for you. We'll go over what you need to buy to start with, what comes in the Premier One kit, as well as setting up your energizer, setting up your fence, and connecting the two. Stay to the end where we'll go over what to do if you want your fence to form a circle or a square where the two ends connect together, and what you need to do if the two ends will not meet. Let's get started. I highly recommend, if you're new to electric poultry fencing, that you go ahead and get a kit. Premier One offers some great ones that come with everything that you'll need, that you can go straight from the box to the field and get everything set up in probably under an hour for a beginner. If you're experienced with this, within 20 minutes easily. So the first thing that you'll see here is the solar energizer. This one does have a solar panel, and it also comes with a plug-in where you can charge it if needed. And then it comes with the battery that you will be using either solar or via plug-in. You'll see the cables here. You have your power switch, and then you do have your cables that come with it, both your ground cable as well as your positive charge. It also comes with a repair kit that is extremely helpful, but luckily these fences are so durable that short of something falling on your fence, you probably won't need it, at least knock on wood. It also comes with a tester, so you can test your fence once it's installed and make sure it has enough charge. And you can also use this to test your battery to make sure your battery is charging adequately. It does have a warning. This is particularly helpful if you live in a neighborhood or somewhere that people will be encountering your fence. Honestly, we don't use it. We don't have people walking by that don't know that it's electrified, but it would be helpful if you're in a situation that you might have visitors or someone who may not know. And then because it does come with so much, there's also great instructions for everything from the fence, the energizer, and the digital tester. But once you get all of this, two more things. We have the grounding rod and your corner post. You can see here, it does come with 4 corner posts for the kit that we received. And there's also ties that when you get the fence, it'll be tied up, and you can use those ties later to attach the corner brackets to your fence. And then there's the fence itself. We went with the 48-inch tall fence because we had some escape artists. That was the whole reason we got this fence. And after we clipped their wings, they got used to it. We haven't had any issues with chickens getting out in months, so did the trick. But once you get your kit, you will actually need to set it up for it to be helpful. The trickiest part for me, and honestly, it was user error more than anything, but if I can save you from that error, is setting up the battery to the energizer. And you will see on the battery, there are 2 little terminals here, and you have 2 clips here. All right, you're gonna take your cable right here, and you're gonna match up your colors. So black cable to your black terminal. And you will see this part right here has a little bit more of a gap on one side than the other. And you're simply going to slide that over the terminal. Hopefully that's in camera view. There we go. And we'll do the same with red. And make sure those are on snug. And then once you have that done, you can place your battery back in. And then you will simply add the cover back. And once you get your battery set up, you're going to just add the cover, and this is really easy to slide on. Your battery, it does help if it's pushed further back, and then just line up the holes. And then it comes with 3 small screw-in caps. They do have a flathead bit. You could probably use a coin or a large screwdriver if needed, but I've had success just going ahead and hand tightening them. It just needs to be tight enough to keep your battery in place. It doesn't need to be extremely tight. And then once you get this set up, at this point you may notice, depending on where you're working, that you may have some lights that start showing up. So if it is charging, you will see the yellow light, and then once it is turned on, you'll see the green light. But now we're going to go ahead and set up the ground cable and the positive cable, I believe. I'll correct that in editing if I'm wrong. But you're going to go ahead and set them up. And sorry, things just got a little bit tangled in the container there. So what you're going to do is, this is probably one of the easier aspects of installing. If you can put together IKEA furniture, you can do this all day long. Once again, very easy. Everything that is grounding is black, and that's where your black knob was previously. So we're just going to put the ground rod in first, and you can see the signal right there for the grounding rod. And then just slide that over and then tighten it. Hand tightening is enough. And then the same for your charge cable as well. So you're going to slide that over and then just quickly hand tighten it. You need to make sure that the metal loop touches the metal rod and it's tightened enough to be secure. All right, at this point, you are ready to take it out to the field. Have our energizer moved out to the field or front yard, depending on your situation. And here is my grounding rod. You do want the grounding rod to be sufficiently in the ground. We have hard clay soil, so I'm just gonna help it with that. All right. And then I am going to add the black alligator clip to our grounding rod. All of the chickens are coming to see what's going on. We have our energizer that is ready to go. We are going to face the solar panel to the south because we are in the northern hemisphere. If you are in the southern hemisphere, you would point towards the north. And that's just to get to the maximum amount of sunlight. And then you are going to attach your black alligator clip to your grounding stake. And then I'm going to go ahead and connect the fence because I have that option with our setup. We're in a somewhat circular setup. And then I'm going to go ahead and use one of our extra ties. Tie these two together tightly. And then tie it to our corner stake. And that just creates a smaller opening that's less likely that any animals could get in without getting shocked. And then once we do that, I'm going to go ahead and hook up our orange alligator clip to the silver clip and turn it on. If we were in a situation that I couldn't have the two ends of the fence meet together, then you would use one of the silver clips to connect to your energizer, and the other one you would just hook onto the fence. I can show you that real quick as well. I'm just going to turn off so I don't shock myself in the process. But in this situation, you would use your silver clip to tie onto the black or green, and then you would connect it to the metal clip on the other side. And as you can see, both of those are options. In a situation that you can have them connect together, it's just a little easier and a little more efficient. So I'm going to go ahead switch back to our original configuration, but I know oftentimes when we are setting up, we are working around different obstacles, and we can't always have them meet in an ideal situation. Or if you're like us right now, the current obstacle that we are working around is actually a caterpillar, or more correctly, the current thing that we are working around is a caterpillar. We have a black swallowtail caterpillar, and hopefully, since I can't see them at the moment, is turning into a chrysalis. So that's not something that we wanted inside of the chicken run for the caterpillar's safety. So in that situation, we just made it around, made it in a regular shape, but it keeps both the chickens and the caterpillar safe in that situation.